Trenches. Tight, filthy, and unforgiving. When bullets couldn't be used, soldiers relied on something far closer. Knives, clubs, shovels, and sheer brutality. Let's look at the weapons of trench warfare during World War I. Close quarters combat changed the rules. Here are the melee tools soldiers favored when a trench turned into a room-sized battlefield. Trench knives and daggers were vital. The American Mark I knife combined a blade with brass knuckles for punching and stabbing in a single strike. British and Commonwealth troops sometimes used push daggers, small concealable blades designed for punching into an opponent at a very short range. These were made for one brutal purpose: silence and efficiency in a cramped space. Weighted clubs and maces were common, especially for night raids where noise discipline mattered. Simple, effective, and terrifying up close. Entrenching tools, shovels and pickaxes, doubled as weapons. Soldiers often sharpened edges to use them for hacking or stabbing when necessary. They were everywhere, and that made them deadly. Bayonets were standard issue, but in tight trenches they could be unwieldy. Shorter knives often proved more practical, though bayonets still had both symbolic and practical roles on patrols and charges. Hatchets, hammers, and other simple tools were often pressed into service. They were not glamorous, but in a hand-to-hand fight, any heavy object could become lethal. Guns were still used, obviously. Close-range firearms and explosives were both crucial and decisive. Trench guns, often commercial shotguns shortened for combat, were devastating at close range. Most notably the Winchester Model 1897, a pump-action shotgun which gained a menacing reputation from its enemies. Their spread and stopping power made them ideal for clearing a dugout or firing down a trench line. The German government even complained about the effectiveness, protesting their use as violating the Hague Conventions, claiming they caused unnecessary suffering. They even threatened to execute any captured American soldiers found with them. Pistols and revolvers were primarily officers' weapons, but in a hole-in-the-ground fight, anyone with a handgun had a big advantage in very tight spaces. Hand grenades were a trench soldier's best friend for clearing enemy positions. British forces used the mill bombs, while Germany used the iconic stick grenade, the Stielhandgranate. Toss one into a dugout, and the dynamic of the fight changed immediately. Flamethrowers were employed to clear bunkers and tunnels. Terrifying and effective, they also posed a massive risk to the team carrying them, and left a psychological scar on everyone who faced them. Barbed wire defined no man's land. Wire cutters, sometimes integrated with other kit or attached to bayonets, became essential for any assault. Without them, an advance would stall before it ever reached the enemy defense. Caltrops, small four-pointed spikes, were scattered to slow or injured crawling attackers. Simple, cheap, and effective as a defensive measure. Taken together, these weapons show how trench warfare turned soldiers' everyday tools into instruments of survival. From knives to flamethrowers, effectiveness in the mud and dark often trumped elegance on the battlefield. If you enjoyed this quick glance at the weapons used during trench warfare in World War I, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on who or what we should cover next.